Welcome to Nerd Culture News, where we bring you facts about fiction. And today we are going to be reviewing Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 8, the finale. We've wrapped up another season of The Mandalorian, and I have to say, it was probably the weakest season we've had so far. It's not that it was a bad season, it's just really hard to compete, especially with the last season. The finale we had last season compared to this one, it just didn't bring the emotions. I'm not saying that it's bad. It was actually really cool seeing all the Mandalorians going to war against Moff Gideon. I really enjoyed seeing some of those fights, but it did feel very secluded in a lot of parts. To the point that you really don't see a group of Mandalorians on screen fighting that much. A large portion of the episode is pretty much just Moff Gideon, Din Djarin, Bo-Katan, and Grogu. Grogu in his little mech suit that he's got going on right now is very fun in the episode. I enjoyed it. It's kind of sad that it was kind of just there for an episode and then gone though. With the way that things are looking is they are going to have Grogu get his own armor next season because now Grogu is now a Mandalorian officially, now that Din has adopted him. But the episode definitely was splitting right down the middle of giving a lot of the screen time to Bo-Katan, which has been something that a lot of people have been complaining about this entire season. And don't get me wrong, I like Bo-Katan. I think that she's very cool. But this is supposed to be about Din Djarin and Grogu, I thought. At least that's the way that the show had started out as. Maybe we're just going in a different direction. I don't know, because at the end of this season, it looks like Din Djarin and Grogu are going to just be kind of doing side story missions again. Now we have a Mandalorian army, and that's pretty cool going forward, thinking we do have that movie that they just announced. Ahsoka is going to be building up Thrawn, and then I think that we're getting a big movie where we might see that Mandalorian army going up against the Thrawn Empire. I do think that this was one of the better episodes of this season, but I will say I think the 7th episode of last week's episode was a little bit stronger. The tension was really there. And this one, it was fun, but I really was expecting something bigger for the finale of this, and I think that it's because I was spoiled so much with last season's Luke reveal. Don't think that this is a bad direction for Star Wars. I don't. I think that this is actually perfectly good mid-material. Not everything needs to blow my mind. Sometimes you need stuff that's just good, not great, because then the stuff that is great feels really great. I think that they did hear a lot of the complaints that fans were having before this, though, about how it felt like that they were trying to squeeze in every bit of nostalgia that they could into the series, to the point that it felt like a cameo show as opposed to The Mandalorian. But there were a few characters that I would have liked to have seen from earlier seasons come forth in this one. The focus was on the Mandalorians in The Mandalorian show, but could we have got Bill Burr back or something? He was so good in the last season. I do think that I'm looking forward a little bit more to Ahsoka than I was for this season anyway, but I did enjoy it. I like the world building that we're getting. I like a focus on finding out more about the Mandalorian culture, and I'm curious to see where it's going to be going forward. Are we going to be having a strictly Din Djarin and Grogu adventure for the next season, or are we still going to be playing half times with Bo-Katan? I enjoy Bo-Katan, but if you're going to keep doing this, split her off into her own show. I want Din Djarin and Grogu. That's what I'm here for. That's what a lot of people are here for. I'm just going to give this a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. I would give this one a 6.5 out of 10. It's passable. It is decent. It was a good watch, but it really didn't do anything to break the mold for me. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Nerd Culture News. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up or give us a thumbs down if you didn't enjoy it. And if you are watching my content, you should be subscribed by now. What are you doing? Go hit the subscribe button. It's free. And as always, have yourself a beautiful day.